I'm going to go through how I force my opponent to basically blunder a knight fork. So it starts with e4. We have b6. Black wants to fianchetto their bishop, and now I play knight c3. And now black fianchettos the other bishop. So I have complete control of the center in a much better position. Black responds with e6 here, and I castle, and now they play d5. So this is a mistake, because after captures. Here I had the opportunity to play, well, first I played rook e1, and then black blocks, and then here I could have played this bishop 3 c3 b3 move, which will put some pressure on the pawn, and it'll be hard for black's, one of black's plans is to play c5 here, and so it'd be harder to do that because they won't be protecting this pawn as much. So that's what I should have played, but instead what I played was bishop d3 here, and now black castles, and I played knight e2. The point of knight e2 is that I want to play c3, and then I want to have this pawn chain against this bishop here. Now rook goes to e8, and I play pawn c3, and black attacks my center with c5. So here I should have played bishop g5, and but I didn't like. What I didn't like is after they pushed the f6 pawn. So for example, this, and this. I thought they were just getting a good initiative on my king, and maybe I misevaluated this. So I just developed my knight here. I just wanted to play solid. I didn't want to play too aggressive here, and the knight develops to c6, and then I develop my bishop to f4 here. Black takes, and I trade with the knight, and here in this position, black can take this pawn, but they chose to play an even better move, which is knight c6, which targets that pawn twice, and I have almost no ways of defending it. There's only one way, which is I can put my bishop here to b5, and now I'm pinning the knight to the rook here. And so after, let's say, they try to kick it out, and I take, black would take, and now if you look at this position, my queen is defending the pawn, and it's just a very dry position. So I didn't like this. So instead of going for that, what I played was just take the rook, and then I played queen d2 here. So the idea of queen d2, it's a blunder, but the idea is that I want to trade the bishops here, and then try to use the remaining pieces to checkmate. Okay, so black took, and now I just develop my rook here, and then black tries to go for my a pawn, but then I kick the queen out and protect my pawn here. And then the queen goes back to c6, and now I play h4. So if you look at this position, the knight is being very restricted by black's pawn. So I would love if to push the h5 pawn here. So if I trade, then I'm gonna have attack on the bishop. Like for example, black plays, let's say, if they take, then I have a very good attack on black here, and I'm targeting the bishop, and my bishop's going to come in, and I think this is going to be game over soon. That's why after h4, my opponent went for h5, and now I proceed to trade the bishops here. The knight goes back, I trade, and then I play king h2, just trying to sidestep any d4 ideas in the future that can come with checkmate threats. Knight goes to c5, and yeah, it's targeting my bishop, but I want to play a in-between move here. So this is a blunder, first off. So this is the moment where I want to set up a tactic here that I see. So the queen blocks, and specifically in this moment, I was thinking I'm in a much worse position, and the knight is about to take my bishop. If I trade the queens, and then just put my bishop back, you can see like black is just up a pawn, and they're going to bring the rook into the game, and this is not going to be very fun for me. So, um, and I knew I was going to probably just have a very difficult endgame there. So here, I needed to play a very tricky move. So after the queen blocks, I decided to play this rook e5 move. Yeah, this is a big gamble because just because if black plays properly, then I'm just completely losing. What black should have played is just taking my pawn, and after taking the pawn, they should have just done the knight fork after, and then I would have been completely losing that position. But instead of going for this queen h4 check, what black did instead is, how do you resist this fork? Like, it's impossible. You can't resist the fork. So black decided to capture. And this is where I showed my brilliant move. So the brilliant move here, I'll give you guys a couple seconds. So the brilliant move that I played here is knight takes h5. So what's the idea here? Well, first off, I'm forking the queen and the king here. And so that means black has to take. There's a couple other moves, but you basically have to take that knight. And then after this rook g5, you can see that the king can't guard the queen anymore because I'm checking the whole g file here. And so the king has to move, and then I just capture a free queen, and now black just plays it backwards, or just a knight move, and then I checkmate him basically in the next turn. And so that's how I got to make my opponent blunder a knight fork there.